afternoon on what is a mild grey and cloudy day. It is Wednesday the 12th of June and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox which only just arrived today. So let's get this open. Okay. Okay, that's off. Going to need the knife. Cut through the sellotape at the either end. There we go. And then what I've got in here, I've got a. Oh my God! Is this what I think it is? Okay. Wow. This is perhaps the most unexpected role-playing game for the past decade or so. I originally kickstarted 2011, 2012, finally fulfilled today. Finally have a copy in my hands of this role-playing game. That's utterly amazing after all these years. All these years. I mean, over a decade. So, Western Wuxia Wild. Imagine a fantasy setting that shatters the tropes of medieval Europe. Imagine a collision of spaghetti westerns and Chinese wuxia by way of steampunk. Imagine a world where gunslingers and kung fu masters face off against steam barons and the august throne. Imagine fantastic machines powered by the furies comprising the fabric of the universe. Imagine an endless frontier where wandering heroes fight for righteous causes while secret societies engage in shadow wars. Imagine Far West. This is published by Adamant Entertainment, and it has been the course of much opprobrium and scorn over the years, and just how late it is. Finally, though, it is here. So, map inside front cover and back cover, and then we have poetry there before we leap into the rulebook itself. Forward, origins, so on, and there's the author himself, done up as somebody in the setting itself. And that was one of the features of the Kickstarter. If you backed it at a high enough level, you could actually send in a photograph of yourself and the artist would turn you into a character within that setting. So, got the introduction and explanation of what the D6 plus system is, role of the narrator and heroes and so on, attributes, backgrounds, occupations, skills, ranks, just giving you an overview of the elements of what they make up. We move on to gameplay and so on, and then tagging and compelling aspects for to make the game sort of basically pull the game along, make it more narratively interesting. And we've got an overview of combat before a list of all the important terms. We've got a glossary there. And then we get into heroes wrought from iron, villains born of fire. It's basically how to create characters. This is in more detail. So you've got reflective strength, wit, toughness and presence, and knack, and kung fu and so on. And then you're into backgrounds. Kung fu is sort of like, your special ability with martial arts, that sort of thing. Some backgrounds, occupations. So on, and then just take you through the different aspects of creating a character, adding edges and flaws, and the final steps, sorting out your allegiance. And then we're on to lists of skills, And here we are, actually, with there's the example of me. I'm going to show you that. That essentially is the image that I put forward when I pledged to be an NPC in the setting. It basically a character, piece of artwork in the setting, and that's me. Basically, that's me with our cat Fence over my shoulder. Back when she was less than a year old, I suppose, and she was a bit more pliable. She wouldn't do that now. So I was going through the list of all the skills. I was expecting that to be sort of like put alongside sort of like animal friend, companion, something like that, the advantage, as was done in a previous version of the rulebook, which was scrapped. So you've got a list of all these skills and so on. And artwork, some of which is good, some of which is, yeah, that's not as good. So yeah, that character, for example, would have that edge animal ally. How good a cat would be as an animal ally. So then we go on to iron palms and no shadow kicks. This is the kung fu skills section. You know, it's you've got your different styles and so on. That your your character is going to study and then go into combat with. And then pilgrims on the dust roads, or allegiances, and these are essentially whom you're going to basically, you know, who pledge your allegiance to, the groups you're going to associate with, support and gain backings from, possibly, hopefully. So we start off with the Foxglove Society, Secret Society of Assassins, of course, the Iron Dragons, basically going to be interested in the trains. Jade Family, loosely affiliated organisation, nomadic con artists, snowgirls, salesmen, beggars, etc. The matriarch, the preachers, and each is going to have their own associated martial arts skill. We've got the rangers. So on Twin Eagle Security Agency, Wandering Stars, and so on. And then Sword, Six Guns and Cog Science. So we're dealing with money and weapons. Guns as well as melee weapons. And explosives. And even armour. List of all the goods and services you can buy. And then we move on to Cog Science. Basically, the technology includes trains, and so on. It starts off with trains. I think it's the most obvious one, but I'm sure there'll be other devices they discuss here. So, you know, essentially here we're sort of like stepping into the steampunk aspect of the game. Such as that, and then we're into fast, furious action, which is rolling dice, and bringing the aspects into play. So on. Let's have a look. Got rules for movement as well, and vehicles. Then we actually move on to combat. And yeah, I mean, in some ways, it's sort of like there is a bit of modernism if you sort of like have a look closely at the portraits. Sometimes they look a bit too modern, especially look at the sort of like the eyewear, that sort of thing. Healing, and then we move on to Fistful of Bastards and Critters, and other things, including actual Thunderbirds, and we've got sporting characters. And then on to the far west, describing the area, the periphery, and the area that you basically where you're going to be setting the game and running it. We've got a brief history of the Far West, essentially how it came about. And then we're on to life in the Far West. And now onto the Dust Road. So that's dealing with travel and the weather and other aspects. Keeping the peace. How to do business, including fulfilling imperial charters. So just a bit general background details. We move on to some of the religion as well. So I'll just pass that by. So there we go. So religion and belief in the Far West. So that sort of interdiction is essentially we've got the parallel, the connections between sort of like the Western and Eastern cultures coming together. You know, the ascension of the Jade Emperor and the Celestial Court. Various members of it, the small gods, demons are mentioned here, and then we actually move on to the faiths of the Far West. And we've got a list of all the festivals and celebrations, so you can bring the Game Master can bring those into play to help bring the setting to life. Discussion of possible philosophy studied in the region. You know, the player characters might take those up as well. Reprint of the map for a third time. Far West geography. describing the region where your campaign is going to be set. We've got a Far West lexicon, so you've got it's kind of a phrase book that you can throw in to add colour, and then some secrets of the Kung Fu. So this is your Game Masters section. We even have some elements of the spaghetti western genre discussed. You've got an inspirography instead of a bibliography. That's a nice addition. And some narrator tips. How to award Spirit and Destiny. How to create adventures. There's a total adventure you can run. How to run them. And building up that to basically switching out from adventures to campaigns. And then we've got a narrator toolbox with a random adventure generator, a random settlement generator. So you can actually create sort of like just a few elements with some dice rolls, add points of interest with another table, name structure for locations, and just sort of like a table of prompts and tables of prompts and ideas. Random encounter tables as well. And then we've got character templates. So Lotus Girl, Labourer, Entertainer, Beggar. So you can pull these off straight off. You know, you copy these out. So clergy, law enforcement, investigator, guide, so on. And then we've got a list of all the Kickstarter backers. I don't know where I am in here, but I'm definitely in here somewhere. So yeah, that honestly sort of like, you know, does acknowledge, you know, all these people have been waiting for this game for a very long time, you know, and a lot of them really did go for the idea of having themselves in the book. Okay, Appendix C, open gaming license. Yep, okay, and that really is it, apart from the index. So it's finally with us. It's finally here after all that time. There is also basically a book of fiction and a soundtrack. So now it's finally out. Hopefully the author Gareth Michael Scarkey can kind of move on to other things and well, essentially be basically less the target of ire, as it will, given how long it has actually taken to get to the backers. You know, I've been waiting a very long time for this. I mean, I literally just I hadn't given up, but it just would go, okay, well, I'll wait and see when it arrived, see what it's like. I'm looking forward to actually digging into it, see what it is like, because it's a nice combination of genres that really kind of work together, because they sort of do work. If you look at a television series like Firefly, that's a combination of Chinese and Western tropes, and they do work together quite well, although it doesn't actually turn up in sort of like the martial arts elements as it does in this. And the artwork is, for the most part, excellent. There's just a couple of bum steers, as it were, in here. And and it's all quite a personal selection of artwork because it's very personal to everyone who contributed. And I mean, I think is it interesting, sort of like you look at it and you go, okay, and look back at yourself, sort of like a decade prior, you know, to when this is what you look like a decade ago when you backed this. That's what's quite amazing about it. So yeah, you know, there I am in full colour. The interesting thing is with that is that I have ownership of that image. That's mine, and I've just used it for my business card. And you know, just sold it on. Hello, yeah, that really is me. That really is my cat. And people take a second look at it and go, oh yeah, because it stands out. And I'm really grateful for having that. And in some ways, I'm the person who's got the most out of this. You know, because of that business card, because it's been very useful. So yeah, just to see that in where it's meant to be, in its true glorious colour is amazing. So yeah, that's me. You know, what 12 years ago. Anyway, so that's Far West, Western Wuxia mashup adventure game published by Element Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and look. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game which I will chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. We'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.